your behavior and actions can eliminate the need for the snacks in the first place. Reminds me of Harry Potter. West Hampstead, Jesus. Lined up like a bunch of ballerinas. These little critters are quite entertaining. This guy, he just pooped in the water. It's not a duck or geese, that's a different bird. But I'm all the way zoomed in. That's the best picture I'm gonna get of that guy. That guy making a lot of noise. Probably some dude calling us ladies. Ah, that's what it is. Someone is feeding the waterfowl. There's a big sign at the entrance of the park. Don't feed the waterfowl. But this person's still standing outside of the park, so I guess that's okay. So, there's one question I do get once in a while, and that is, what do you do for snacks on the carnivore diet? And this is a fascinating question because it implies that, well, that you need snacks. So here's my question back. When you feel the urge to have a snack, what does that feeling actually feel like? Is it like an empty stomach? Is it making you feel like a little hungry? Because the point is really that you don't need to snack. If you feel the urge to eat something, it's not the urge to eat snacks. It's the urge to eat food. You need nourishment, you need energy. So, how long ago was your last meal? And how long is it going to be until your next meal? Because if you need a snack in between two meals, one of two things most likely is happening. The first one is your meals are spaced out too far. And if they are spaced out too far, then, well, you clearly feel the need to have a snack along the way. So maybe you should not do one meal a day or even 2 meals a day. Maybe you're still in the beginning. You need 3 meals a day. The other possibility is that your meals are not large enough. You're not actually eating enough food. You're not getting enough protein and fat to nourish you all day. And if you're not nourished, then obviously you would feel the need to have something to eat. The solution for either case is not to have a snack. The solution is to eat a proper meal. So, one possibility for you needing a snack is you have been pushing your dinner out later into the evening. Maybe you have some social engagement, either a date or getting together with friends or a family function or whatever kind of event you might be going to that involves food. So if you save yourself for that event, so you're still hungry, that is a valid scenario. But I would still encourage to abstain from snacking. There are solutions, right? There are short-term solutions for these issues. The problem with snacks is this. You never get into the habit of eating a proper meal. You always know you have something to munch on. You prepare to have something to munch on. Because let's face it, as carnivores, snacks are not that abundant. We can't find them just about anywhere. Things with starches and sugars, carbohydrates, you can find them everywhere. Like literally anything that is shelf stable has carbohydrates, right? So by preparing to have carnivore approved snacks around, you're already putting yourself, and I'm just making this blunt assessment that if we are overweight, chances are we have a harder time with saying no to food. So if you have those snacks around because you want to be prepared, that means you will eat those snacks even when you don't need them, right? So you're actually having a chance of overeating, of not, because you're eating at the wrong times. You have a chance of not eating enough when your meals actually come around, and you will have cravings for food in the most inopportune times, right? You're not going to have a craving when you're still at home standing in front of the fridge. You're going to be having a craving when you're sitting in your car about to go into your job, right? That is when you go to the corner store or gas station and get yourself whatever snack you can get your hands on. That is how the slippery slope starts. And snacking is a slippery slope. If we don't have the willpower to say no, having even approved snacks around is not your solution. One reason why we are seeing so many carnivore and ketovore or other low carb or whatever type of snacks around these days is because manufacturers know that we are weak. And if we are weak, we are about to buy those silly snacks. For what you're getting, they're tremendously expensive. So financially, they're not a good solution. But also you'll see, and eventually down the road, who knows, maybe I'll become one of them, advocating or advertising one or the other of these snack brands because they're paying us. Not because they're good for us, but because they're paying us. Do they fill some kind of void? Perhaps so, but it's an unnecessary void. Your behavior and actions can eliminate the need for the snacks in the first place. So you don't need the snacks, not at all. Oh, he's a friend. Perhaps it's a good idea to take these ducks as an example. Why is there a sign that says don't feed the waterfowl, including, anything that's around here really? Why is there a sign like that? The answer is very simple. What are people feeding to the waterfowl? For the most part, bread and breadcrumbs and old stale bread and things like that. Wheat, processed wheat, baked. You know what the nutritional value of bread is for a duck? Absolutely zero. So what you're doing is you're feeding them bread. That means they are filling up. They think they are full because their stomachs are full. But there's no nutrition in there. And slowly but surely, they're starting to starve to death. That is what happens when you continuously feed the waterfowl bread. Right? You're literally starving them. And that's kind of what's happening to us when we, that's what's happening to us when we eat poor nutrition, right? We are filling up on things that are not actually feeding our body. Long before the Carnivore Diet, it was already recommended to take supplements. Oh, here's a multivitamin supplement. What, we are all deficient in absolutely everything? If we are deficient in everything, we have to evaluate our diet, not take a supplement. It's like, hello, right? What is wrong with us? Right? There are regional deficiencies in nutrients that the body needs. And those regional deficiencies can only exist because people are actually living there. Anyway, back on track to our snacks. So, your better solution is threefold. First, don't space your meals so far out that you have a need for snacks in between. Second, for whatever spacing you're going for, eat meals that are large enough that will last you until your next meal. So you don't have a need for snacks. And thirdly, if there is a reason for a snack, something unexpected where your one or the other meal is either cancelled or postponed, and you need a snack, then you still have a couple of different options. You still don't need carnivore approved snack foods. Okay, solution number one. If you're at home, always cook extra food. My preferred method would be to cook for an entire week. That means I have always food in the fridge. If I feel the need to have something to eat, I can just go in the fridge and take something out of there. Be that some, sausage that I cooked, or some slices of roast beef or so, chicken, whatever, right? Whatever I'm cooking, there should be extra in the fridge. So I can just grab something, maybe eat a bite or two, right? Be conservative. In order to satisfy a temporary need, you don't need to eat the whole thing. Which brings us to another solution. Eat slowly. We're going to get into that solution later. The second option is, if you're not at home, okay, there's different environments that we find ourselves in, right? If it's work related, generally you're screwed. You can't just leave your workplace. You may have to order something. That's not that easy. You should have been prepared for this. With carnivore snacks. No. Well, if you have the ability to go to a store or even to order something, there's options. If you go into a supermarket, many, if not most, perhaps even all of them, at least the larger ones, have a hot food counter. And on those hot food counter, they have rotisserie chickens. It's a very popular item. Here by me, it's about $8 for the whole chicken. It's about a 2-pound chicken, and start off, if you get one of those, start off with eating the legs, right? The drumstick, the thighs, the skin and the fatty parts, and then slowly work yourself towards the breasts. You want a good meat to fat ratio. Actually, you probably want a higher fat to meat ratio. That is your first option. Costs you $8. That's not the world. Second option, again, supermarket has a deli counter. Or if in your area available, there are actual delis, right? The delicatessen, the corner store that has a sandwich counter. That at the deli, the majority of meats you can get are useless. They're all processed, they all have additives in them, and they all are super expensive for what you're getting. You don't want that. What you want is roast beef. Just sliced roast beef. Make sure you get rare roast beef. You want it juicy. You don't want to choke on that shit, right? So all you want is roast beef. 8 ounces of roast beef is enough as a snack. And 8 ounces is not going to cost you the world. Not in comparison to the snack foods that you're getting. Right? Roast beef, depending on location, even here in the New York City area, I can get it anywhere between $10 and $16 a pound. And if I only get half of a pound, 8 ounces, that means I'm only paying half that money. Definitely better, healthier, and in the long run, kind of cheaper than the alternative. An additional item that you can get, and this one actually is a little bit shelf stable. I'm not sure if I want to recommend it though. There's pre-cooked bacon. Does not need refrigeration. So you could get one of those packages. They're kind of expensive. They're like $5, $6, $7. And you're not getting a ton of bacon out of that, obviously. But it's meat and it's fat and it's a good ratio. You can do that. Another option that you have is, let's see, what else do we have? Sometimes, I'm not sure if there's enough fat in here though. They may have in the supermarket at the meat counter, they often have a separate seafood counter. And they might actually have cooked shrimp in a small tray. Shrimp often only $8, $9, $10 a pound. The tray is probably only half a pound, so at the most you pay $5 for it, right? But that might not be enough to satisfy you. You might rather probably want to go for the beef. But that's another option. Another option, and I've done this in a past video where I complained about it quite a lot, is get a bag of pre-cooked eggs from the supermarket. There's usually 6 of them in the bag. They're medium-sized. Yes, they're technically expensive for what you're getting, but you're looking for snack food, not for meal food, right? If you want the eggs for a meal, buy the 12 pack of eggs and cook them at home, right? But otherwise, it's an option. You're getting 6 eggs. That's a lot of protein, a lot of fat in there. Those are, what else? Oh, there's one more. Many supermarkets now have cooked, sliced chicken breast in bags. There's multiple different brands I have seen. Prices vary from $4 to $5 if they're not on sale, and they come in different flavors. Read the label, be aware. Some of them may have sugar in them. All right, like if it says honey roasted, you know they have sugar in it. Just because it doesn't say sugar on the label, I mean on the naming of it, like fajita chicken or Southwest style chicken, doesn't mean there's not sugar in it. Read the ingredient labels or read the nutrition fact labels. Right? It'll tell you right away how much sugar is in there. Sometimes certain brands or certain flavors have sugar, so you want to avoid those. But that bag is another option. I had them on sale here. There's 8 ounces in the bag usually. I had them on sale for 3 for $10. So for $10, you're getting 1.5 pounds of chicken. Now, this is chicken breast. There's no fat in it, but it will fill you up at least, right? That should bridge you over until your actual scheduled meal. And last but not least, you can still go to your favorite fast food place like McDonald's, like I've shown in previous videos, and simply get a burger without any of the condiments on it, without the bun, and just eat the meat and cheese, or just the meat. If you can, order just the meat patties. That might even be the cheapest option of all of these. So you have a ton of different options to eat proper meat. There's no need that you have to buy expensive carnivore approved snack options. No need at all. Don't do it. If you already have in your mind that you need or want to keep them around, you're already setting yourself up to eat them even when you don't need them. You're setting yourself up for potential failure, because today it's this snack, but when you run out of it, you'll go for the other snack, and then you're on a downward slope with sugar. So you don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to do that. So the fast answer to what are my top carnivore snacks? None, zero, not needed. Eat a proper meal. Don't space your meals out too far so that you get hungry in between. If you're getting hungry every 2-3 hours, then you didn't eat a meal. Very clearly. I eat 1 meal a day. Many carnivore advocates don't advocate a 1 meal a day. I eat 1 meal a day. I just had 2.25 pounds of hamburger meat, and I had a full 4 ounces stick of butter. That's my meal. That lasts me a full 24 hours. And sometimes even more. Because I have to honestly say, even so I'm only eating 1 meal, I'm not always actually really hungry. So that makes me wonder, could I sometimes even skip that meal? And the answer is probably yes. Right? The ideal for the carnivore diet is eat a proper meal when you're hungry and stop eating when you're satisfied. So don't undereat and eat when you're hungry, but don't snack. If you have a habit of snacking, that means your meals aren't big enough. Now, if you're exercising, perhaps your body needs more fuel, more energy, more often. If you're a heavy exerciser, yes, or on an exercise day, chances are you may want more than 1 meal. You might want to, adjust your diet accordingly to your actual needs, which is part of the beauty of the carnivore diet. Hello, my little friends. They've been quietly sneaking up on me. Anyway, so that is the beauty of the carnivore diet. Your body actually tells you when you're hungry, right? When you're eating snacks and sugary stuff and carbohydrates, you're playing day-long yo-yo with your blood sugar levels. You eat something, your blood sugar goes up, your body works against it, your blood sugar goes down. But the moment your blood sugar goes down, right, from a high, it usually drops below, not just to the perfect level, because your body does, when your body produces insulin to fight blood sugar, it's very easy for the body to overproduce, right? Because there's not a clear line of, okay, the carbohydrate or sugar level is empty, right? It starts producing a little extra. And the more blood sugar you've had to deal with, the slower it is to react to that. Oh, all of a sudden there's no longer any high blood sugar. So it drops low. now you're getting this weird cravings in your stomach. It's like, oh my God, I'm starving. Why people hate me? And then you get grouchy and hangry and all kinds of nonsense, right? And then you eat your snacks, which are usually sugar and carbohydrates, right? And then you're running your blood sugar through the roof again. And now you have your sugar high. And you're gonna be doing yo-yos with this all day long. And you're gonna be miserable. On carnivore, you don't eat sugar. You don't eat carbohydrates. That means your blood sugar levels are, or should be, fairly rock solid. You're not anything into your body that shouldn't be there. So your body doesn't have to go ballistic on fighting it, right? And this gives you the chance to actually observe your body before. And most people in the Western world, we have no clue what hunger means. We don't know the feeling of hunger. The only feeling we know is low blood sugar. But with the carnivore diet, you have this rare opportunity to actually learn what your body is trying to tell you. And that is one of the most important messages that you can figure out. I guess the water's not very deep if they're standing there. You never know what you find. Look at this guy over here. You see him already? He's acting all innocent. A little gazebo.